Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is finally that time. Match day one has come to an end. I have been away for a while. I know, I haven't posted in a few days, and I have my own reasons for that. I've been caught up with school assignments, deadlines, submissions, final year of high school. You know what I'm talking about. You know how it is. But I am back. But you know what? Guess who isn't back? Guess who isn't back in the new season of 25-26, and that is Real Madrid. New season, new players, same Madrid. But before we get into any of that, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Road to 50 subs. Here we come. Here we go for the live stream. Yes, you heard that right. The watch along for the El Clasico in October. But let me know what you think. Put down your comments in the comment section below, and let's get right into it. So, Real Madrid beat Osasuna 1-0 with Mbappe scoring a pen in the 51st minute. Am I impressed with this outcome? No, not one bit. But I kind of, expect this result. Like people be like, oh, look at the momentum, look at the stats. It's expected. We're La Liga, bro. We play in La Liga. We're not in the Premier League where, every team we play is hard. It's La Liga. We're playing against bog standard teams. I expect this momentum. I expect, this ball possession, the expected goals, the total shots, the big chances. I expect all of this, you know. And yes, I expect this too. Brian Diaz was absolute shit, in my opinion. The guy wouldn't play properly. The guy cannot finish at all. Trent, he could have had a better game. I think he's, just adjusting to the new league. He's adjusting to the new environment, the play style, stuff like that. So I don't fully blame him. But you know what, Trent? You got to get your shit together, bro. You really have to get your shit together. Of course, we did also have, you know, we also had Carvajal playing after a while, replacing Trent, of course. We have Franco Mastantuono, and we had Gonzalo Garcia with Danny Ceballos getting like 2 minutes of playtime. Well, whatever. But I'm going to be rating the players based on my opinion on how they performed and how I think they performed. Whether it was good, whether it was bad, you know what? Give me your thoughts and comments in the section below. So, let's begin with the man himself, my Belgium baby, Mr. Thibaut Courtois. You know what? I don't want to rate him low because it isn't his fault that he had to do nothing. Like, he had to make zero saves, zero attempts, nothing. Like, the guy just stood there. He could have taken a nap for the 90 minutes and nothing would have happened. But you know what? I cannot just give him a good rating for no reason. He has to really do stuff to get a good rating. So I'm gonna just leave him at a 6.5 for now because, I can't give him anything below that because it's not his fault. Our defense is just that much better now. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to this guy, yes, Trent. I do expect much more from you. I expected a better performance from you, but it being your first game, I don't fully blame you. But bro, you gotta get your shit together. Like you got phenomenal passing. He has phenomenal touch. Defensive wise, maybe not the best, especially in La Liga, considering of how aggressive La Liga really is. So I'm gonna have to leave you at a six, brother. I am sorry. I am sorry. Like I know the rating here says 6.9, bro, but it's just being nice. Let's be real. It's just being nice to you. Moving on to Mr. Eder Militao. Man, this guy is on some smoke nowadays. I'm so impressed with Militao coming off of two back-to-back ACLs. Both his knees are dead, and he's still so good, bro. If this guy comes back into his prime, if this guy finds his footing, the way he once had at one point, he is gonna be a key factor in us performing well in the Champions League. He's gonna really be a major factor in us doing well in any tournament that we play. So, in all honesty, I gotta give you a 7.5, brother. Like, wouldn't say it was the best performance, but I feel he still did really well. Just, I'm surprised. Like I'm surprised that he can actually do this stuff, even though he's coming off of such a bad injury. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. I'm not complaining at all. Moving on to Mr. Dean Hoyson, the signing of this season. My favorite signing of this season. We have Dean Hoyson. This guy, I don't got to say nothing. You watched the game. You know what he did. You saw how he played. You just, yeah. Moving on to Alvaro Carreras. Now, this guy is smooth, bro. When I say smooth, I mean smooth. The way he moves up and down the left side, the wing, doing the 1-2s with all the players. I am so surprised. He's so nonchalant on the pitch. But, I didn't see too much from him, but I'm also impressed. I'm gonna give this guy a 7, and we leave it at that. Now, moving on to Mr. Captain, Mr. Fede Valverde, in my opinion, one of the best midfielders in the world right now. The Ballon d'Or is full of shit. The fact that he is not nominated is just, it's disgusting, bro. It's a shame. But again, I feel Fede Valverde was a little lost in this game. Like, I feel he could have done much more, and he wasn't at his full capacity. He seemed, I don't know, maybe a little too out of breath. Like, I didn't expect him to be that. Don't want to say bad, but like I didn't expect that from him. But he is Fede Valverde after all. I'm gonna just leave him with a 7. I'm expecting these guys to make a comeback and eventually, pull through with this whole thing and do better. That's all. Chouameni, phenomenal performance in my opinion. He did all he could controlling the midfield. Stuff like that. I was thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed with Chouameni, and I'm going to leave him with a 7.5. Then we have the pretty boy himself, Mr. Arda Guler. This guy, if this guy had the PR that Lamine Yamal has, he'd be on smoke, bro. Like, the potential that this guy has, he just has to get his finishing on touch. His first touch is amazing. He just needs to get his finishing on touch, and a little bit of confidence in terms of, fighting for the ball. Other than that, this guy's blessed. I'm leaving with an 8. I'm never not impressed with this guy. This guy never fails to impress me. And yeah, I he's just too good, bro. He's just too good. Moving on to this dude. Yes. Mr. Brahim Diaz. In all honesty, I don't know why we start him. I have no idea why we just don't start Franco Mastantuono. I get it, new signing, new league, let him, warm up into it. But bro, let's be real, bro. It doesn't matter where Mastantuono is coming from. If this is his competition, if Brahim Diaz is his competition, bro, there's no questions asked. Just replace him straight away. Get Mastantuono on the starting lineup. In all honesty, I think Mastantuono will make the starting lineup in like another 2 to 3 games, give or take, give or take. But I cannot, you know, take away the fact that okay, he did perform a bit, so to say. I'm gonna leave you with a 6, bro. I wasn't impressed, none like that. But you know what? Yeah, we just move on. Yeah. Moving on to Mr. Kylian Mbappe, I was thoroughly impressed with this guy fighting for the ball constantly fighting for the ball, and it's good to see him finally be in that aggressive mode, fighting for the ball, pressing for the ball. Bro, we haven't seen Real Madrid press in so long, and it's so frustrating, but it is so good to see them press. It is so good to see him play aggro, and yes, he got fouled in the box in the 50th minute and scored a pen in the 51st. I'm just going to leave him with a 9. I do think he can do better, but he did what he could. I expect much more from this whole team, matter of fact. But it is what it is. Like I can't say anything. Moving on. Yep, this dude. This Dude, Mr. 10 times harder. What do I even say to him? Like, in all honesty, like, I'm not impressed with him. Not in the slightest. I expect so much more from Vinny, you know, considering what he's done for the club since 2019. He's been on smoke. Of course, he had his first year, 2 years, picking up the pace, getting up to where he's supposed to be, and then came his prime years, bro, where he got us two, not one, but two UCLs. And he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, sure, but that does not give you an excuse to be like, oh, well, I didn't win the Ballon d'Or, so you know what? I'm just gonna play like shit. Madrid is not giving me the money, so you know what? I'm just gonna play like shit. Like, bro, come on, I expect more from you. But I will mention something. I was thoroughly, when I say thoroughly, I mean thoroughly impressed with his pressing. This guy was on smoke. He wasn't only stuck to the left side as the usual traditional Winnie we know. This guy was going all the way to the left when he lost the ball. He went from the left, he went to the right, he went in the middle. Wherever he needed to get the ball, he went and he got the ball. Sure, he might have failed here and there, but he pressed, and that is not usual from Vinny. So I cannot take that away from him. I cannot be like, oh well, you didn't score, you didn't dribble well, you can't get past anybody anymore, so you're gonna get shit rating. He pressed. It's not usual from Vinny. Though I expect better from him, I'm gonna just leave him with 7. And while Carvajal also came on, he was playing, I think after the 60th minute or something, he had a good half an hour on the pitch. But he's taking too many risks, in my opinion. The guy is a bit too careless for my liking. You're coming off of an ACL, and then you go ahead and you do that. Are you really trying to make it happen 2 years in a row? You're like the last legend left from, you know, the glory days, and now you're just messing up your knees, man. Like, I expect better from him being one of the eldest, if not the eldest in the team. I'm pretty sure. But I hope he pulls through. I hope he recovers well, and I hope he just does well in general. Can make a comeback. So that was all for today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Put down your thoughts. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Road to 50 subscribers. Here we go.